What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Killer K, and I'm back with another video.
My new bitch look like Tyler Perry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch fun like Jackie Brown. I wanna know if she too down. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, girl, no maybe.
Before we get started, I want to give a disclaimer that they are doing construction outside. So if you hear that noise, just disregard it. Get over it. It's going to be okay. You'll live, okay? Just receive the message that I'm giving you instead of the noise that they got going on out there, okay? Yeah. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about things that I wish I knew in my 20s. I wish somebody would have gave me the game. I wish somebody would have told me what to do and what not to do. But my 20s were a little bit up and down. I had kids young. So my 20s situation may look different from yours, but if you're a young girl coming up, I just want to give you my advice and things that you could possibly avoid and save you a lot of headache and pain. And I'm also going to talk about how it feels to transition into my 30s. So if you guys can relate, please like, comment, share, and you should already be subscribing. I don't even know why I got to say that in every video. I feel like it's just automatic. When you see me, when you see a video, when you see my video pop up, just hit the subscribe button just off GP alone, okay? So anyway, I ain't gonna beat y'all up too much, but we're gonna get started with the video, all right? So let me just start off by saying that everything that happened in my 20s was just like a life lesson. I try to live with no regrets. So whatever decisions I made or things that might be considered mistakes, I don't dwell on them. I just move past them. I don't live with regrets. I don't have anything that I can't take accountability for. So we're just gonna start there. You don't know what you don't know. So everything that I was doing, it was just me going off of trial and error. And that's a big part of being in your 20s. You're supposed to fuck up. You're supposed to mess up. You're supposed to figure out your life. You're supposed to find yourself. Or grow into the person that you want to become. And that starts in your early 20s. First, I want to start off by saying, number one, keep God first in whatever journey and whatever path that you're on. That'll save you a lot of heartache and pain if you just keep yourself prayed up and actually have that connection with God. I know as when we're younger, we tend to like stray away from God, or it might not seem like the cool thing to do. But for me, I had to learn over time that God was my best friend, because sometimes I would just go through this world without even, I knew he was real. I knew she was real. I knew they were real. But at the same time, I just wasn't as close to God as I should have been. And that, looking back, that's something that I would say to always keep God first. That's numero uno, okay? Yeah, I wouldn't lie. So you better take heed to what I'm saying, girl. Or boy. Figure out what you want to do with your life and figure it out fast. Now, I know it's sometimes a little bit hard to know, like, what is it that I exactly want to do? You have the right to change your mind, but if it's something that you have a passion for, maybe like since you were a little kid, or something that you're just really good at, that's a gift from God. So you got to kind of tap into that. Listen to your first voice. Always listen to your first intuition. But I would say, figure out after high school, after college, what it is that you actually want to be in this world. What purpose do you want to serve in this world? Ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be a fashion designer. I wanted to be a choreographer. I wanted to be a actress. I wanted to be a TV star. You know, those were just like goals that I had, or dreams that I had, just that every little girl has, I think, or I assume. But for me, fashion was always the number one staple. I always wanted to go to school for fashion. I always wanted to go to school for fashion design. But somewhere along the way, I got talked out of my passion by other people who told me what I should be doing. Oh, you should be a nurse. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should go to school for that. And I actually did go to school after high school. I actually did go to college for a couple of, maybe for like a good semester. And I just realized that it wasn't for me. Not at the time, not for nursing. I went to school to be a nurse, and I just felt like that really wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. I should have just started out the gate going to school for fashion design. I had my son at 18. I graduated from high school. Then I started college, and that was short-lived. So I ended up going to cosmetology school because I've always been good at hair. That's kind of been my second passion. It was really on the back burner to fashion, but I was really good at doing hair. So I went to cosmetology school, and I didn't complete it because I ended up getting pregnant at 22 with my daughter. And ever since then, I've just been trying to provide for them. I've been trying to figure out, how to keep a roof over their head, how to keep food in their belly, how to just take care of them. So I put school on the back burner. But looking back at it, I should have just went to school for fashion right out the gate. Here I am 30 and I'm realizing like, okay, now my kids are older. Now we have like a set routine. So now I'm looking back into getting into fashion school because it's still my passion. It hasn't went anywhere. It hasn't changed. Like that has been something that has always been a part of me. Fashion has always been a part of me. I knew that one way or another, my gift to the world was making people look better and feel better. So if I could either speak to someone or if I could dress someone, that would be the lane that was best for me. So I said all that to say, just figure out what you want to do in life and stick to it. I feel like you'll get so much further if you really try to pursue your passions right out the gate. Control your drug and alcohol use, okay? I want to say that again. Control your drug and alcohol use. I know alcohol and drugs can be recreational, but if you don't pay attention, those things could be addictive, especially marijuana and alcohol. Those are the two that I'm talking about specifically. All of those other drugs, I would really encourage you to stay away from you. It makes your body look bad. It makes you look old soon. It makes you just not cognizant of what's going on around you. And why would you want to be so out of touch with the world like that? Like you can't even control yourself. You can't control your actions. You can't remember what's going on when you take it up a notch and experience the hard drugs. But when we're talking about, the weed and the alcohol, make sure you are monitoring that, okay? Because it's nothing worse than just being a dumb drunk bitch all the time. That shit is cute when you first, starting to drink, but after a while, you gotta learn how to control your liquor, sis. And when it comes to smoking weed, you gotta learn how to, spend your money wisely, okay? You always want to be in control of yourself. So if you high and drunk all the time, you can't really function properly. You already out the loop, and that puts you behind. It sets you behind so much. I know so many young girls who got hooked on drugs or who are just like addicted to alcohol, and it's just like, no sis, like that is really messing up your liver. Like that is messing up your lungs. And I'm saying this as a person who still smokes, to this day. I do want to try, different metrics of or different methods of, marijuana, because I don't want to be smoking that junk. I know it's messing up my lungs, and I've been doing it for quite some time, but as I realized, like, you can't do it all the time. I don't smoke every day. I'm not an everyday smoker, but I used to be. So I'm saying that, it takes a little bit of, strength and willpower, but you will get there. It's more of a classy look when you're not smoking all the time, or when you're not always geeked up, and when you're not always drunk. Men do not like that drunk shit. I'm telling you, like, nobody likes a drunk. They just don't. It's cute, when you having a little fun, but when you can't control your liquor, you throwing up, you're not aware, you got to have your homegirls carrying you out the club, you down bad. It's not a good look after a certain age. And I'm just being so honest. As you're coming up in this world and trying to figure out life, I will say, be selfish with your time, be selfish with your body, be selfish with your energy, be selfish with you have to protect yourself at all times. And you got people in this world who will prey on your innocence. They will prey on your naivete. They will prey on the fact that you're young and popping and beautiful and vibrant. They will try to suck the energy up out of you. So you got to be real selective on who you choose to give your time to, your energy to, and your body to. That's just 101. You are allowed to date as many people as you want to. You can date whoever you want to, whenever you want to, as long as they're of age and they're consenting adults. I have to make that disclaimer, even though I feel like y'all know what I'm talking about. You can talk to whoever you want. It's your choice. Don't sell yourself short. You might meet this one guy. You might think, oh, he's so great and he really loves me and he really makes me happy. But that person can really pull the fucking rug off from under your feet and you won't even know it. Because a lot of times, depending on the person, they not healed yet. They not ready yet. Depending on the age, they don't really, they trying to prey on your youth. Like, I know a lot of older men who used to try to like trap younger women just so they can keep them around. But at the end of the day, those older men are trying to manipulate you. And if they're not coming with the funds, why are you letting them manipulate you anyway? You know, that's just being real. Because I could tell you, don't talk to an older man, don't be with an older man. But honestly and truthfully, the older men are the ones who have the money. So I'm never going to stop you from doing that. But you still have to put on your big girl panties and be a woman. You have to let that man know that you're not going to be the only one on my roster unless everything is paid for. You want me to be your sugar baby? You have to make sure that the funds are motherfucking funding, because otherwise it's just like he's using you for your youth, he's using you for your beauty, he's using you for your cooch, he's using you for everything. So if you're not using him in return, you're falling short, okay? And that's just as honest as I can be. I'm telling you, I'm here to promote pussy power. That's just what I'm here for, okay? You don't have to sleep with everybody you date either. You don't have to lay up with anybody just because you want to keep them around. You don't have to do that. You are the prize. Once again, you are the prize. They are supposed to chase you. They are supposed to gift you. They are supposed to court you. They are supposed to go through great lengths to get you. So if they're not doing that, you shouldn't be giving them no cooch, no way. And the phrase, you got to kiss a bunch of frogs to get to your prince, that's so true. You really have to go through trial and error with these men. You have to see what you like and don't like in a man or a woman. You have to figure out, are you compatible with this person? How they think, how they move. Are they a sucker? Are they a lame? Are they a square? Are they broke? Are they generous? Are they rich? Are they poor? Are they mindsets really together? What their parents think? Like, how do they grow up? All of these things play a factor in how a man or woman treats you. So you really got to do like your homework when it comes to people before you just start giving it up. Okay? You got to do your research. If the streets can't vouch for that dude, he ain't the one. If you looking for a hood dude, if he's not successful and he's older, well past 40, and he's not successful, he living at his mama's house, his mama don't see nothing wrong with it, and he's still trying to make you convince you that he's the prize, get away from that man, because that's not the one for you. But you'll find yourself in different scenarios, and you'll like a dude, and you'll really be all in, and then 3 months later, you'll figure out, this man is nothing like I thought he was, or this girl was nothing like I thought she was. So you have to really use your discernment when it comes to dating. So that means you have to try and pick and choose who is worthy of your time and worthy of your cooch. Please do not get caught up in these people. Please do not put all your eggs in one basket too soon. Now, it might be a situation where it might be love at first sight. You might meet a man or a woman and you hit it off with that person and you just know, like, oh yeah, this is my person. A few years down the line, you're gonna change your mind. I don't know what it is, but in your 20s, you're just supposed to be having fun. You're supposed to be outside. You're supposed to be in Miami South Beach, like laying on the beach, like drinking a cocktail. You're supposed to be on yachts. You're supposed to be taking trips. Those are what your 20s are for. You're never going to be this fine again. You're never going to be this young again. You're never going to be this turned again. So with your youth and with your beauty, use that to your advantage. Live it up. Live it the hell up, please. Okay? Don't let nobody sit you down. Don't let nobody trap you. Make sure when you're having sex with these people, if you having sex with a man, make sure you wrapping it up, or make sure his pull-out game strong, or make sure your plan B game is stronger than anything. Because one thing about it, I have seen older men try to trap younger women just because they don't want nobody else to have her. They don't want nobody else to be with her. Oh, that's my bitch. That's my girl. That's mine. That's mine. Like peeing on a doggone tree is what a dog do. That's what they're doing to you when they try to impregnate you. That shit is not cute. If he tell you, oh, I want you to be my baby mama, girl, you 22. Why you having a baby by this man and he ain't putting no type of effort into you, ain't putting no type of commitment into you? He ain't courting you properly. Why you doing that? He's setting you up for failure, sis. You don't owe nobody your life. You don't owe nobody your life. And I'm going to say that again. You don't owe anybody your life at all. And that's self-explanatory. You're supposed to be outside as much as possible. Now, whether you're a homebody and outside to you is, going out every now and again to a bar, to a lounge, to a little club here or there. You don't have to necessarily be outside all the time if that's not your personality, but you also should invest in taking trips and invest in having fun, invest in traveling and seeing the world, because you'll see the United States culture is way different from outside of the States. Life is so much more different outside of the United States. And if you haven't experienced that, then you really don't know what life is for real. It's so many people and so many backgrounds and so many cultures that you got to experience. And if you just literally focus on one thing and one person, it's kind of going to set you back. If that person not taking you out of the state, out of the country with him, why are you stuck on him? If he ain't never flew you out, what's going on? A little trip to Miami ain't nothing. He can't even take you to a South Beach. Like, that's the starter pack 101. You're a young, hot, beautiful, turned woman. You deserve the world. The world is yours at that age. The 20s is just like when you're starting to like set the tone for your bad bitchness. Now, this was a topic that I struggled with my whole 20s. Stay on top of your credit, please. I'm telling you, stay on top of it. I had my kid at 18. I got an apartment at 20. My name was on the apartment. My baby daddy name was on the apartment. And that was fine. That was cool. That didn't affect me. But when I moved into an apartment on my own after me and my son's father broke up, it was just me by myself and my son, and then eventually my daughter came along. It was me for like 2 years trying to maintain on my own. I ended up losing my apartment, ended up being evicted, and that stayed on my credit for like a whole year and a half. So for a whole year and a half, I wasn't able to get another apartment. And guess what I had to do? I had to stay house to house. I had to go to my friend's house, go to my mama's house, go to my baby daddy's house. You know, while it was okay, it still was just like, I didn't want to be there because we weren't together no more. So it was just like, you had to depend on so many more other people simply because your credit got fucked up. Your credit's going to get fucked up if it's in your name, your apartment is in your name, your lease is in your name, your car is in your name, and then you ended up not staying on top of your finances. You can lose it all and you could be stuck for a long time. Starting out, I would say, if you're in the workforce after you become an adult, after you're in your 20s, stack up your money, get you a cash car. Period. Get you a cash car so you don't have to worry about paying no car note. If you're leasing an apartment or you're renting or something is in your name, try to stay on top of your payments. Try to stay in front of your payments. You be ahead of the curve because it's so easy to just decline really quickly if you're not focused and prioritizing your credit, your bills. All of that ties into your credit. You have to really stay on top of that. Otherwise, you will get swallowed up and be scratching your head. Now, if you got a support system, then I might not be talking to you. But I didn't have that much of a support system to where if my bills were late or if I couldn't pay this certain thing, that somebody would come and pay it for me. No, I had to get it out the mud. So that led me to do things that I feel like I had to do to get money. And that's where me dancing came from. I didn't start dancing until 22. So it was just like, I had to make a way for me and my kids. But at the end of the day, if I would have, stayed on top of my finances a little bit more, I wouldn't have ended up having to get evicted, I don't care if it's $10 a week, $10 a day. However, try to save as much money as possible because you just never know like what's going to go on. It's so many trials and tribulations that you go through as a young adult and you just don't know. And a lot of us weren't taught financial literacy. So if you coming into a bag, make sure you put that bag up for a rainy day. Hell, put it up for a sunny day too. But make sure you put that money up. When I sit back and think about how much money I blew on bullshit, it makes me so mad because I could have been rich. Like the amount of money that I spent on frivolous things in my 20s, it just was like, looking back at it, it's like I ran up a check on several occasions and I didn't know how to manage it. That's how I lose things. That's how you lose things. When you don't take the time to really think about your future and plan ahead and save, then you're subject to losing it all. It really happens, and it happens fast, and it happens to the best of us. Now, I take full accountability as to my situation when it comes to my kids and my kids' dads. I had my son at 18 with he wasn't my high school sweetheart, but I was in high school when I fell in love with him, basically. And we ended up having a baby at 18 willingly. Like, in my mind, my naive ass mind, I'm like, oh, I'm finna have a baby to show my mama I could be a better mama than her. Because I was literally beefing with my mama the whole time I was in her house. Like, and that was just from like, as long as I can remember, I just really wanted to like show her like, oh, I'm gonna be a better parent than you. My stupid ass went and got knocked up at 18 just didn't even try to go see the world. I had to really like realize that no, sis, girl, you weren't supposed to do that willingly. It's one thing to get pregnant by accident, but I actually planned for my baby. I actually wanted my son. I actually at 18 now, and I know it's possible to have a child that young, but it just caused me to go through so much more turmoil down the line. Like in the beginning, it was great. It was easy when he was a baby, but now that he's older, I'm realizing like, dang, bro, you really had to sacrifice a lot. And I said all that to say, having kids young will make you sacrifice a life for freedom and fun. So if you think you just finna be out here popping cooch and ain't gonna be no consequences to it, baby, I'm sorry to inform you. Motherhood is cool and it's wonderful and I love it, and I wouldn't want to be no other thing than a mom. But at the end of the day, I had to make a lot of sacrifices. I'm still making sacrifices now. I'm not suffering consequences, but I'm dealing with the result of me having children young. And now that I'm older, it doesn't even make a difference. It's just I'm a girl with 2 kids. So without a single woman with 2 kids at that. So that should just put it in perspective. Like what you do right now is going to dictate what your future looks like. So if you think it's just cool out here to just be, giving up the cooch and getting pregnant, you're going to have to deal with some real woman struggles. And once I realized like, oh, this is what my mama was talking about, it was just like, girl, you could have waited. But I'm glad that I chose the route that I did, because honestly and truthfully, it made me a better person. It's a joy of being a mother, but at the end of the day, I could have done so much more if I didn't have to worry about 2 other little ones. Period. I only had to worry about myself if that was the case, but I couldn't do that because I had the babies. So just keep that in mind. I don't know why this is a thing, but it's a thing. People would judge you based off of your career, based off of your job. Before I started dancing, I worked at McDonald's, I worked in a daycare, I worked at Cirque du Soleil, I worked at I worked in retail. I was really good at retail because I love fashion. I did retail for years, and each year I just knew like, oh, I just cannot wait to have my own boutique. I can't wait to have my own salon. I can't wait to have my own everything. But at the end of the day, it's harder when you have to take care of others, so you can't really focus all of your energy onto getting that business started, or it's so much more life things that happen, or how life be life, and it's hard to maintain a business and be a mother at the same time. So I just said all that to say, people will judge you based off of the job that you have. Look, I remember I met an African, and this African, he was great. He showed me the side of things that I had never seen before in my life. Once he found out I was a dancer, he no longer wanted to talk to me. He literally texted me and said, I asked him why he ghosted me, for one. He said, once I found out you were a stripper, my enthusiasm to get to know you more declined. When I say that broke my heart, this man had a Bentley. This man was making dates for me. He was 7:30, be ready, your car's outside, and it's going to pull up to the date with us. Like, it just was, oh my God, he showed me a different side of what life could be. But once he found out that I was a dancer, he didn't want to deal with me no more. So I said all that to say, people will judge you based off of your career. People will judge you based off of your job. It's a sad, sad truth. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. So keep that in mind. If you just think you just gonna be out here just bumming it, or just out here, living the fast life, living the street life, living the nightlife, you got to understand what that come with. Now, it was some men who I met who were okay with me being a dancer, or they still chose to love me while I was dancing. But at the end of the day, it was nothing like meeting that man and him showing me a different side as to how dating is supposed to be. That just made me realize, like, the men that had been courting me were just not doing enough. So if you want a high quality man, you got to have them high quality jobs, or high quality, like, you know what I mean? You gotta figure it out. This one, what I'm about to say right now, is just like the biggest truth I'm gonna ever tell you. Your friends and your family will talk about you the most. Your friends and your family will talk behind your back about you the most. People you done been locked in with for 10 years. People that you done grew up with in the same household, came out of the same womb. Those are the ones who talk about you more than strangers. Those are the ones who talk about you more than your enemies sometimes. Those are the ones who you really have to look out for, because you could be thinking you venting to your friend, or you venting to your sister, or you venting to, whoever, and them folks will literally sit around on the phone with somebody else and tell all your business. Do not be fooled just because you got time invested with your friends and family. Do not be fooled just because, oh, we grew up together. No, baby. Them folks will turn on you. Them folks will talk about you. So, in order for you to alleviate all that, know who is who and know what is what. If you see signs of hateration from anybody, distance yourself. If it's your family who not supporting you and they always talking shit about you, distance yourself. If you got a friend who you got a question like, is she really my friend? Or do it seem like she's a hater? Distance yourself. Cut that hoe off. Let that shit go. Get it out of here. Cut the show. Cut it, please. Because that just is the worst thing. I cannot tell you how much I have went toe-to-toe with my sisters. I cannot tell you how I had to cut people off that didn't mean me no good. Like, that's a real thing. It happens so often and so quickly. Like, you have to find genuine people to surround yourself with. Otherwise, you just gonna always be ready to knock a bitch out. When it comes to any relationship, never give nobody the benefit of the doubt. The ones that you think would be like, nah, they ain't gonna do me like that. They wouldn't even try me. They wouldn't do this to me. They wouldn't hurt me. They wouldn't do me like that. They will 100% do your ass like that in the worst way. In the worst way. You could be looking at a man and you so in love with him, and he could portraying that he's so in love with you, and he will literally dog your ass out. You could be thinking like, oh no, my friend, she wouldn't do that about me. She wouldn't say that about me. She don't feel that way about me. She does, sis. Your family members, they support me. They love me. They want to see what's best for me. They're not hating on me. They're not jealous of me. They are. They don't believe in you. They don't support you. And if you do have a good support system, and if you do have, a great fucking village, then kudos to you. But people are people. And even the most greatest person falls short. So just remember that too. People lie. I lie. You lie. We lie. She lie. He lie. People absolutely lie to benefit whatever narrative serves them. People lie to support whatever serves them, whatever benefits them the most. People will lie for money. People will lie to get ahead. People will lie to take the position that they feel that they should have, even though it's given to you. People will lie on you. People will turn on you. People will backstab you. People will try you. People will try to bully you. People will try to literally get you out of your element just to get a rise out of you. If you're a calm, classy, collected person and you're around people who are just like miserable and feeding off negativity, they're going to try to get you out of your character. They're going to try to pull out every negative aspect of you. And if you're not strong, you will succumb to it. I'm telling you, it happens. It happens often too. You have to really watch who you have around you, because these people will be living a whole completely different life on the inside. And you literally just thinking, oh no, they love me. They care about me. Oh, they want to see me win. They care about my well-being. They don't give a fuck. They don't. It's been proven. And you shouldn't give one either, because at the end of the day, everything and everybody is temporary. This life we live in is temporary. Everybody got an end date. I just watched one of my friends be buried. Literally this weekend. People really do lie. People really are envious of you. Even if you don't even think that they have a reason to be, they will make one. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. That's a real statement. That's really true. It really happens. So take heed to that, okay? Because I don't want you to get back on here and then tell me like, oh, I found out that this girl was fake and I had to cut my mama off it because she was telling lies. Da, da, da. It happens. The people closest to you will hurt you the most. I will say, be slow to anger. Be slow to give a reaction to people who want more from you so bad. Realize when somebody's trying to get something out of you. Realize when somebody's trying to throw you off your pivot, knock you off your rocker. Realize when somebody is trying to get something out of you. You gotta peep it. You gotta see it. You gotta realize like these folks is really wanting to see you like spaz out, crash out. They want to see that. They get a rise off of it. They get their rocks off because of it. Like, that's just really what goes on. So you got to be aware of that. You really got to be aware of that. Don't get upset. I'm a person who literally has anger issues, and that stems from childhood trauma, being mad at my mama, being mad at my daddy, being mad at the fucking world. And I took that into adulthood. I took that into my 20s. I was always fighting, always put my hands on people, always slapping a hoe if she said something wrong to me. I always wanted to hit a nigga if I felt like he was trying to get big. Like, I had real anger issues, and I'm working those out through therapy, and I'm glad to say that it's been working because I haven't punched nobody in a while. But you know, like, I just wanted to tell y'all, be slow to anger, because if that person can get that much energy out of you, they won. You know how much energy it takes to beat a hoe up? A lot. You gotta go to work. But it's just like, why do you even have to do that? Put your energy into something positive. If you know that somebody's really just trying to get up under your skin, they only doing that for the sole entertainment. Why are you entertaining them? The hell, they the clowns. They supposed to be entertaining you. So, I said all that to say, be slow to anger. I know it's hard and it's easier said than done, but just remember that it's not even worth it. Them people you spending your energy on trying to fight and trying to get your lip back with, they're not worth it. They're bottom feeders. They're miserable. They're getting energy from you. They're sucking the energy out of you because you're choosing to engage in it. You choosing to get mad. And at the end of the day, whatever you mad about, they still gonna feel whatever way they feel. They still gonna keep on, feeling whatever type of ill feeling towards you they have. They're gonna feel that way even if you beat their ass. So it's just like, it's no point. You kill them with ignoring their ass. You kill them with bossing up on them. You kill them with showing them that they're not stopping or starting nothing. That's what you do. Now, if you gotta defend yourself, if a bitch come at you, hey, get in there. But at the end of the day, if you know that she's just talking, if you know that she really won't even take it there with you for real, she just want to see what you gonna do, just walk away. It saves you so much time and money. I went to jail for throwing a hot sauce bottle at my baby daddy. I was in jail for 2 days. Do you see how cute I am? Like, although I will say Rice Street was fun for those 2 days, but I cried. I cried in jail. I'm not even gonna lie. So I know I won't make it in prison. I would definitely be I would be hunching on the top bitch in the prison cell for my comfortability, because they no way I would make it in prison. I just know I wouldn't. I would be I would turn into like the biggest stud, the biggest I'm the big boss around here, or I would be hunching on one. That's just what it would be. But at the end of the day, it was no point in me throwing that hot sauce bottle, because it landed me in a situation where I didn't want to be in. I had to take anger management classes after that. It just was a whole thing. I had to go to court. I had never experienced court in my life. Be slow to anger. You are responsible for you. You are responsible for your life. Yes, I could blame my mama. Yes, I could blame my daddy. Yes, I could blame systematic oppression. Yes, I could blame the government. Yes, I could blame white supremacy. Yes, I can complain and blame these men who don't want to provide for us. Yes, I could blame the whole world, but at the end of the day, I am responsible for my own life. I am responsible for my success, and I am responsible for my failures. You are too. Don't ever forget that. Everything that you do in this life is a stepping stone. Every decision that you make, every mistake that you make is going to all add up at the end of the day. So it's just like, why have more mistakes than you have, corrections? You're supposed to have more successes than failures, okay? So all I'm trying to tell you is, you are responsible for your life. Nobody's coming to save you, sis. As much as we would want to, and much as we deserve to be saved, and as much as I would hope that somebody would come and save me, I have to be fully aware that there's a possibility that nobody's coming. I'm the superwoman. I put that cape on. You got to put that cape on for yourself. And then once you do, and, eventually things will start to turn around. Eventually you'll start to, attract what you really, really deserve and what you really, really need. But for the most part, before you get to that point, baby, you got to make this shit happen for yourself. You got to get it out the mud yourself. So whatever that looks like, as long as you can lay your head down at night and know, like, I put in the work, I did what I had to do, I stood on business, then you're going to be okay. But don't be expecting nobody else to do it for you, because at the end of the day, they're just not going to do it, sis. They say it goes by fast, and honestly, it really does. I could just remember being 18. Here I am, 30. Your 20s go by so fast. Life goes by so fast. So what you do now is going to dictate how your life is in the future. So just keep that in mind. So now that I'm in my 30s, I can officially say I don't even feel like I'm 30. Like I still give 21. My daughter told me I look 17 the other day. So a win is a win for me. But at the end of the day, I know that this is going to be like the most successful decade of my life, and it's going to get better and better after that. I'm really locking in, buckling down. I'm woke. I'm not sleeping on myself no more. I'm not sleeping on my potential no more. I'm not being distracted no more. I'm not wasting my time with things that no longer serve me no more. I'm really focused on getting my bag. I'm really focused on living a life of luxury. I'm really focused on getting me a husband. I'm really focused on all of these things. Hell, or a wife, depending on how I feel. I'm really focused on getting the things that I want and deserve in this life. I'm really focused on my happiness. So by me being in my 30s now, I don't feel no type of way. Like I'm cool to say I'm 30. Like, you know, I might be saying I'm 30 for the next 10 years, but nonetheless, I'm in my 30s. So it's just like I'm really trying to be the boss that I know I am. So I don't look at it as oh, you getting old, da 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 da. No, baby, I'm getting seasoned because 30s are not old. I don't know why that is just a thing. It's grown. It's when the light bulb come on. But at the end of the day, we are still young. Talk to me when I get 60 and 70 and 80. You know, talk to me then about old. But until then, old is only a mindset for me. Age is only a number for me, because at the end of the day, I still feel like I could get in there with the best of them, with the youngest of them. I still feel like I could keep up. But at the end of the day, even if I can't, I'm not going to sit around and play myself. I'm just going to stay in the lane that I'm in now. I'm not going to try to, you know, compete with the young girls. I'm not. It's no point. It's no point in me trying to prove, oh, I'm still young. I'm still young. Girl, I know I look young. I know I'm looking younger than some of these 20-year-olds out here. I know I could stand toe to toe with the finest of them and still feel good and still get chose. So at the end of the day, don't look at going into your 30s as just like the clock is just dong, 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 like it's done struck 12. No, this is a new chapter for you, a new level for you. You don't unlock the new level. That's what it is. So me going into my 30s, I'm very much grateful. I'm very much happy to be here because I know some people who not here no more, and they were my age. And I said that, like, I literally just lost a friend. She was 30. She turned 30 in July of last year. She just passed away. That shit shook me to my core. So I will say, be grateful for where you are. Be grateful for where you're going. And be grateful for where you done been. I don't know, y'all. This was just like a little video to tell y'all how I felt, because I didn't even know what I was going to record about today. But I just felt like y'all need to hear from me. Y'all need to know. The people need to know like what's what and what's not, okay? So if you can relate to anything in this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm gonna say it one more time. Subscribe. Okay. You know, I ain't gonna force you, but you know, you should just naturally want to do it anyway. Because why you wouldn't want to have me on your timeline? Why you wouldn't want to have me on your feed? Why you wouldn't want to see me daily? I really got some shit to say, and I know y'all know I'm right. So subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next video, okay?